right, I'm here for my second whiskey of the evening. This is Friday the 3rd of April, and this thing should be going public on the 15th of April. I believe that's a Wednesday. I have right here another dusty one. That didn't do much good. Another dusty one. This one is one that I've been wanting to have for a long time. I think I tasted it at a whiskey festival 4 or 5 years ago, and it was good then. It is the Bunnahabhain 18. Yeah, believe it or not, I have not opened a Bunnahabhain 18 yet. It's high time I did. There's the bottle. There's the sailor man with his helm. There's the 18 and the blue band below. There's Bunnahabhain in nice bold letters. And I'm going to pour myself a dram before I start reading what's on the tube, and there's quite a bit, and on the bottle. Let's see if we can find... Oh, there is a pull tab. Hopefully I can snag this one easily and not waste too much time trying to open this. I think I got it. Oh yeah. There's the tab. There it goes. Oh, that was a quick one. It's a real cork. Bunnahabhain, the Islay whiskey distillery that I had the pleasure to visit last year, where I picked up a hand bottling of Moynia Marsala, and that was the most enjoyable distillery visit I've ever been on. I just enjoyed that. That was so much fun. I would love to go back, but with the economy in the whole, as it's been since this whole COVID-19 virus scare started, it's going to be a hell of a shit long time before I get my opportunity to go back to Scotland again, if ever. We shall see. Life is long, and we live in interesting times, my friends. And when you have interesting times like these, it's always nice to have things like 18-year-old Bunnahabhain to fall back on. Let's have a look at the legs if we can. Oh, they are slowly forming, and they're small drops. The small drops on that ridge are forming slowly. Very nice. Very, very nice. This is going to be a treat. It is bottled at 50 mils, 46.3%. Nice. What does it say on here? There's a lot of fine print. Ooh. Bunnahabhain Islay single malt Scotch Whisky. The haven of Bunnahabhain, pronounced Bunnahabhain, like I've been pronouncing, and meaning mouth of the river. We discovered by the keenest explorers back in 1881. Oh, it was discovered. Okay. And to this day, our distillery is still rewarding the adventurous with whiskeys that have complex layers and hidden depths. Our 18-year-old is matured exclusively in ex-sherry casks. This malt is deliciously smooth, yet intriguingly complex. Fragrances of dried fruit, honey, toffee, burst, and so on. I'm going to try it. Andrew Brown, distillery manager, signed it. Distilled, matured and bottled in Scotland, Bunnahabhain Distillery Company, Isle of Islay, Scotland, www.bunnahabhain.com. Oh, and it's got a French on the label too. Produit des casks whisky escossais, 18 ans d'âge, non filtré au froid, 46.3% alcohol par volume, and product of Scotland Scotch Whisky, aged 18 years, unchill filtered, 750 mils. I see that faster in English, don't I? Distill International, yes. And does it say anything special on the front? A single malt Scotch whisky, dried fruit sherried with toffee and spicy notes, and leading to a rich honeyed nuttiness with hints of salt. Well, we'll see about that when I try it. There's a bunch of other writing on the tube here. If you'll bear with me for a little bit. Maybe it's the same thing it said on the bottle, I don't know. Much is hidden deep within the rich mahogany depths of this 18-year-old malt. First, a scent of exotic spice and honeyed nuts and so on. Caressed by warm oceanic winds, Bunnahabhain Distillery sits on a remote haven surrounded by exposed pebble beaches, overlooking the breathtaking sound of Islay. Ours is the only distillery on the island to draw water from its own natural spring. The soft, pure liquid helps give our malts their distinctive taste. As 18 long years swept over the timeless landscape, this single malt has been slowly evolving into a complex dram with hidden depths. Just as in 1881 the adventurous were rewarded by discovering the idyllic location, Islay, today the bold are being rewarded by uncovering the many layers of its intricate malt, tasting cut notes, and so on. Yeah. I'll taste it now. I forget what it said. It said something about toffee and honey and whatever. Let's see. Let's see if my nose and my palate are up to this one. I hope so. Right away, there's honey. Honey, cherries, other fruits, dark, fresh fruits, not dried. Fresh fruits like, currants. I'm getting like a raspberry jam kind of thing from this. And toffee maybe, but that's underneath the fruits. Yeah, there's toffee underneath the fruits for sure. Something a bit spicy as well. I don't know how much peated this is. Might be a hint like in the 12. I have no idea. I tasted this at a whiskey festival years ago, so I'm not sure what I'm going to get out of it. Blackberries. Blackberries. Darker berries. Yeah, raspberry jam, blackberries, yeah. Toffee hiding beneath that. The nose is dominated by, yeah, raspberry, blackberry jam. Bit salty. bit salty and a bit of toffee under there. Yeah, salty, briny with the blackberries and black currants. Interesting and different. It's fairly dark. And did I mention legs already? Yeah, they are slow to form those drops and slow to come down. And they're thin legs. They're thin legs and they're slow to come down. Yeah. Oh, more toffee now, less fruit. Saltwater toffee. Hint of vanilla beneath that. Touch of almond marzipan. Just a touch. And now we're back to the blackberries and currants and raspberry jam. Oh yeah. This has some definite complexity to it. There's a lot going on the nose. Let's see what's going on the palate. Oop, over exuberance here. This is precious stuff. It was not cheap. It cost me $159.99, so $160.09. $16 for the liquor tax, $8 for the goods and services tax. So $24 on top of $160 would be $184.09 out the door. That's the going rate for 18-year-old whiskey here in British Columbia. I don't know if I'll be able to afford this again with the way things are going, but I bought it last year on the 19th of July. Same day I got the Glenglassaugh Sherrywood. Pedro Jimenez Sherrywood Glenglassaugh. And that's a finish, not a full maturation. Okay, once again, a little bit of salty briny, a little bit of taffy, saltwater toffee, caramel, those beautiful dark fruits and berries. Let's give it a taste. Oh. Ah. It's like grape juice for grown-ups. As on the nose, so on the palate. My first sip gives me a lot of those dark berries, blackberries, raspberries, currants, and they're fresh. They're not dried. They are fresh fruits. I'm not getting any figs and dates and the dried stuff. Maybe a bit of raisin, but mostly it's things like currants and berries, fresh ones, just picked. And there's still that raspberry jam note in there. I'm getting toffee on the nose now, and a little bit of the saltiness. Yeah, there's a little bit of that saltiness coating the sides of my mouth now, and the mouthfeel is not quite so chewy. Not as chewy as the whiskey I had before this, the Pedro Jimenez Finnish Glenglassaugh. But Glenglassaugh and Bunnahabhain are different animals completely, from different places. I can't get enough of this nose. Mm. Oh, that is delicious. Once again, currants, blackberries, strawberry jams, as on the nose, so on the palate. A little briny, a little bit of that salty toffee, a little bit, just a tiny little hint. Just a tiny little hint of peat, but it's so subtle. It is so slight that you could miss it. And that peaty note is just, it's so slight, but it kind of dries all the exuberance and the fresh berries and fruits from the sherry cask. I'm not getting a lot of wood at all. I'm just getting fruits, and then that fades to that slightly peaty note. This is dry at the end, like most whiskeys are, and I'm not getting much flavor now. I'm finding this to be a medium. It's not a very long finish. It's like, okay, here you've had your fresh fruits and berries, and you've had a little bit of peat, and you've had a lot of dark grape juice, and you've had some currants, and you've had some berries. Now, be off with you. Oh, here's a hint of peat. Goodbye. And here I'm smelling those berries again, and that grape juice, that Concord grape juice. This is interesting. Oh, the nose again is just beautiful. It's like not only raspberry jam, but grape jelly, Concord grape jelly, mixed with some, well, once again, the same ones, the blackberries and the and there's that toffee note with a hint of saltiness to it. It's pretty straightforward. It's complex, but it gives you the same thing over again and over again and over again. It doesn't give you too much new. It's delicious. It's fantastic. Little bit of almond paste marzipan, just a little tiny bit. It's very subtle, just like the peat smoke is very subtle on this one too. There's that tiny little bit, but you can almost not detect it. I would say that it's less detectable than in the Bunnahabhain 12, which is very slight as well. We're talking about 2 ppm maybe. But it's there. There's just that slight hint. It's like really, really dried out railway ties that have been there for freaking ever, and so you're not getting a lot of creosote, and you're not getting much from the railway ties that have been sitting there forever. But I mean, this is a railway track that's like been there for 70 or 80 years, and you can just get the slightest little bit of that tar note from the railway ties that have been sitting there for decades. And you have to get past the berries and grapes and fruits first. Dark, rich, ripe, but not dried fruits. Oh, it gets better with every sip. And you know, now I'm getting more of that dried up railway tie tarriness. Wow, this does change as it sits in the glass for a while. Oh, now it's coating my mouth all over. And I'm getting that peaty, that tarriness, slight tarriness, which is trying very hard to come out from underneath that overcoat of fresh berries and fruits. Oh, I'm going on, and I'm repeating myself and going around in circles, but now the finish seems to be getting longer. It is really coating my mouth, and it's not such a short finish after all. Now that the peatiness or the smokiness or the dried up, oily tarriness from those railway ties that have been there forever is asserting itself. A little smoky, a little like it would be smoky if it wasn't so dry. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. That was a very, very aromatic burp from this whiskey and from the one I had before. Wow. This is a wonderfully complex dram. And even though I've been going only for 23 minutes, I could probably go for another 23 minutes and find a little bit more from it as I go along. This is one very exquisite whiskey. I like Bunnahabhain a lot, and maybe I should have had more of it. Delicious. Slanchava.
Foodquig.
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 Yeah.